or adjusted. Cool. So here's the track. This is the entirety of it. It is relatively well organized. I thought I was going to get somehow graded on my organizational skills. I was not, but I actually ended up paying off. So you'll see up here, it's called 2020 0921 SPC because it is a drum and bass track DNB. All right, so this track, according to my time camp, has 16 hours and 16 minutes on it. Like during that week, I was listening to a lot of Savant. I was listening to a lot of Virtual Riot, the Classics album, and I think I was listening to a little bit of Future Bass as well. So a lot of that is in this track, and you can really tell based off of the first drop. Because I kind of went through and went, you know what, I need a little bit of spice. Let's put some Virtual Riot in here. Yeah, I just did a very short snippet of a Lunar. There's definitely some inspiration going on. So kind of to begin, I did a very quick starting section. So a lot of the sounds you will hear, especially in this kind of range, anything that's Harmor, bass, it's all kind of going to be based off of this initial sound which I made. So in Harmor, you can go through and you can paste things, but really you can resynthesize everything. So this is single cycle waveforms that I've extracted. But at the beginning there, it is just kind of a sine wave with a little bit of extra harmonics. So then you take that and then fold it on itself as a wave shape, like a wave folder. Then you kind of get something a little bit like this. It's like max into a saturator, just kind of repeated. And then from there, you paste that into here and then use that as a basis for a pluck. All the kind of plucky stuff that's all manufactured based off of having a kind of weird waveform to kind of start with. And all these other guys, like all these serums and stuff like that, these are all based on the same idea. Yeah, just kind of taking saturated waveform. And this actually is, I think, a couple of them mashed together a little bit. So one of the, actually, that might just be the very beginning of this, where it kind of starts out a little bit not as saturated and then kind of gets more saturated. Is all kind of the same thing. Yeah, you can see my kind of remnants of making really shitty kicks and stuff like that. Yeah, pretty bad kicks. That took a lot of revisions to even get kind of okay. Most of this track is a copy of one or two different things. Like I have the standard Serum Do Not Touch. I think it might have been the initial one I made. It's pretty much the sound for everything. Like literally everything is just going through some amount of filtering. Like a lot of this like work right here is just different styles of leads. Do this little Hoover thing and then double it up. Yeah, so you'll notice through here there's a lot of duplicate names. Yeah, most of these things are kind of based off of kind of clones of something else, you know? Future bass chords. Most of the stuff is pretty simple sound design. Yeah. So I will usually split all of my the times that I actually like do pitch bends and stuff for like a standard sub. I'll have a standard sub where I'm not doing that, and then I'll have a pitch bend sub where I'll do all my pitch bends. And that leads me perfectly into this bass. Obviously, this is kind of Virtual Riot inspired, but I actually tried to do another Virtual Riot thing where I took a percussion sound from in here. It's like, oh yeah, so I took the snap This snap sound is actually this fucking growl bass right here. It's fucking amazing. Alright, so here's the bass sound. Just a kind of crunchy sound, you know? Another OTT. Another OTT. Let's break it down. We got this guy. We get some nice harmonics. Evens it out. Sausage fattener. Taming it before it goes into Vocodex, where most of the magic is in fact happening. It's modulating itself. Yeah, funky band distribution. Bandwidth. Oh yeah, the bandwidth is pretty neat. Modulator pitch shift, that's a big one. EQ was really just taming the highs, and then fat rack, because fat rack. Why would you never not want a fat rack? Yeah, that's mostly repeated in here at different pitches, with slightly different effects on these macros and stuff like that. So there's just modified ever so slightly. You know, let's change some of these macros around. Just give it a little bit of a different character. Yeah. So good. Yeah. And then this guy. Kind of had to extend it because the timing wasn't like perfect on this. You do like 1 cent flat or whatever, right? And over the course of it, it gets this crazy flanger. That's actually just this. But just 2 of them and then flanged. It's so good. And also it's like super low on CPU. So if you really need to do something, you don't have to enough CPU, you just do that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so I used this once. But like it was initially like the first kind of idea I had was just this little donk thing, you know? Well, I called it a drum and bass song because this is actually part of the first thing. Minus a lot of these. This went into this, but then I kind of went, you know what, let's take this and we'll put it over here and just make it a little bit simpler version. And then this is actually the more complex version with all the melodic stuff that's kind of going through here, right? You know, ba 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 ba. I don't have a lot of good saturation plugins. That's really just about it. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. This song is up for free download. I'm probably not going to put the project file anywhere. But I will. Why do I have Cubase open? So that's pretty much it. Guys, if you're interested, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot because I have like no fucking subscribers. If you want to learn more stuff, then just post a comment down below and I'll maybe, I don't know, talk about a cool concept or whatever, right? This 5/4 thing was pretty fun to do. And everything else was just honestly just, I don't know, just kind of cranked most of it out in one day. I don't know if this was the most productive hour I've spent, but we'll see. Cool. Well, I hope you guys have fun. I did. It's time for me to go. So, bye-bye.